All right, greetings. And wow. Sorry, you guys. Greetings and salutations. Welcome to the Crypto Truth, where I give you the truth as I see it. It has been a while. As you guys know, I don't make a whole lot of videos. I haven't been making a whole lot of videos lately, but there's a lot that's been happening in the crypto space, and just want to give you guys an overview of what's been happening. I'm going to talk about the overall general market. Then I'm going to talk about the Holo brief that was done by Mary Camacho. Uh, Mostly good things, I'm going to say. So, you know, don't hold your breath for what I'm about to say. And then uh, I'll get into a little bit of my, just a little bit of personal things that's been happening in my life if you want to stick around for that. All right. So, first and foremost, the crypto space is, has always crazy. We have Bitcoin going back up, and we can contribute that. I'm here in the United States. If you guys don't know, there are many states. Uh, I know Florida's trying to get one. I think it was Arizona, and I forgot. Was it? Oh, I forgot the other one. Was it Connecticut? No, it was somewhere up in the Northeast. But anyway, two states already have officially um, approved of a Bitcoin reserve. So that's going to happen. There's a lot of tailwinds behind Bitcoin right now. There's a lot of between the between our the government that's mostly pro crypto, and it's there's a lot of tailwinds. So yeah, there's that. The ETFs are still going strong with Bitcoin. Uh, Everyone's waiting for the XRP ETFs. They'll come. They're gonna come. It's gonna happen. If you guys don't know, you should probably look at the stock market and see how much money is flowing into the stock market. And um, even if crypto takes 10% of that, I mean, everyone who's holding bags for solid projects are going to make some serious cash. That's just the truth. Um, we have been getting a whole lot of news about this whole not news, but the whole tariff thing. It seems like things are kind of sort of dying down. Deals are being made. That's cool, wonderful. Uh, what else? I'm trying to. This is kind of sort of on the fly. I've been doing a lot of. Uh, let's see here. I've been doing a little bit of traveling lately, but I should be back soon, back home. But anyway, having said, I get into that later. But yeah, the crypto space is looking well. XRP is looking well. Bitcoin is looking well. A lot of the altcoins are still trying to catch up, right? And that it's frustrating, but it is what it is. As we know, I believe Bybit, Mary Camacho. Actually, I'll get into that later because Mary Camacho talked about that. Um, uh, about the delisting of Holo on Bybit. So yeah, I think that's it, you guys. I'm gonna go ahead and get into the next topic because honestly, when it comes to crypto space, nothing's really happening other than price going up and down. But honestly, that's gonna happen. Even if nothing happened every 4 years because of the halving effect, we're going to and then obviously, I believe that altcoin season and Bitcoin's rise is not done yet. So I do believe that we're still going to be in a bull run for quite some time, especially because of the macro factors. The Fed, that's another thing I need to talk about. The Fed kept interest rates the same. That's not really any surprise to anybody. Um, However, there are some cracks in our government. There's some, I should say, there's some cracks um, in the economic factors that the Fed is using to gauge on whether they need to cut interest rates or not. Personal opinion, I think they're just going to end up cutting interest rates. They're going to have to. I don't know why. I don't know why they're holding on so long. I know that they're afraid of inflation. I'm not gonna get in. I'm not an economist. I'm not getting into that. I made a video long time ago, about a year and a half or 2 years ago. I stated that we're going to go into stagflation. It's going to happen. I know they said it's never happened since the 1970s, but it's going to happen. They don't have a choice because of the way our system is set up. And I'm not trying to say that a capitalist system is bad. What I'm trying to say is that it is not perfect, and eventually it's going to pop. And I think in a capitalist society, the way we have things set up, things are about to pop. And that's why a lot of people are going to, a lot of countries, a lot of governments are going to transition over into digital assets because, you know, control. Speaking of control, Micro Sailors buying more Bitcoin as usual. Look, people, I want you guys to understand that if you're just coming into the market, I want you to understand that there's a long way to go before the crypto market is mature. But I will tell you, millionaires and billionaires are buying up a lot of cryptocurrency, and they're going to stack their bags before, you know, normal people like you and I, or they can make money, right? They have a whole lot of extra money, so they're going to throw extra money into that, and then they're going to make they're going to be okay. So, and they're going to make even more money. So it is what it is. And for some people who are like, oh, it's just crypto is just going to make the rich richer. Everything makes the rich richer. Assets make the rich richer. Like, what are you going to do? Tell them not to buy houses? Tell them, well, okay, they really should not be buying a bunch of houses. I think that should be illegal, but I'm not in control of a country or anything like that. But you can't tell them not to buy stuff. I mean, that's part of what being rich is about. So, but anyway, yeah, I think that's all for the major stuff. Obviously, India and Pakistan, they got some things going on that could affect macro factors. Trump said that he had some big news that he's going to announce on Sunday. I'm not holding my breath. Sunday or Monday, I'm not holding my breath. I'm not holding my breath on hardly anything that's coming from the government. I'm not left nor right or anything like that, but the government's been an absolute disaster as far as I'm concerned. The United States government for many years, and it's not that we're not the greatest country. I do believe that we're the greatest country. Every country thinks they're the greatest country, or possibly going to be their greatest country. But from an overall standpoint, no. Okay, let's go ahead and move forward here. AMA. Not AMA, excuse me, delivery brief. The delivery brief by Mary Camacho I believe was solid. She really the last couple briefs, she has really been putting in perspective of where the company is, where it's going to go, and how things are progressing. And she made later on, when I'm able to, I bookmarked her statement because she made like a 16 thread. I'm gonna go step by step and walk through with you guys on exactly what's happening and what was said, and also a couple things of why I've always been right about one of the things. And in a brief, Mary Camacho brought this up, for lack of a better word, briefly, but it's absolutely true. And this is what I've been telling you guys for a long time. And I've been telling a lot of people who are like these super duper Holochain diehard fans, Holo diehard fans. Yeah, you really have to put things in perspective. So while Mary Camacho stated, hey, we didn't realize, or maybe their thought process was that there was going to be a post, kind of like a post fiat, non-centralized type government. But what they're finding out is more and more people were trusting centralization, and that's going to happen for a long time. And I've stated this before. I've always stated this. You guys know, if you guys watch the brief again, and for many of you guys who have listened to me, I've always stated, all of these people talking about the future and what things are going to be and all this kind of stuff, it's all about how you're able to communicate with the human beings that you're able to communicate with, and how are you going to be able, and this is in everything, how are you going to be able to persuade them that your way, your process, your technology is better? You don't do that by saying, okay, well, that's just bad, let's try something completely new. No, you work up to it. You do little things, and in this case, they're finding out, okay, well, we're going to have to baby step, walk our technology so that people can see what it can do and provide services, centralized or decentralized, for their for their company or for the organization or country or whatever it is. So yeah, I've always stated that. I think that a couple of people out there, and I'm not going to say any names, oh, fiat's bad, oh my God, like, oh, you're evil, oh. Look, man, it's going to be about 20, unless something major happens, and I hope it doesn't, but it's going to be about 20-30 years before we really start getting from a capitalist society. It may be 5 to 10 years, depending on how quickly AI goes in. But once AI comes in, because it will, universal UBI or universal basic income is going to come in. That's when we're going to start having conversations about who's getting what money and exactly how much. That's when biometrics start coming in, and proof of citizenship and all of these types of things. And obviously, that's when Holochain can say, hey, look, this is what we have here, and this is how we can provide a service for you on Holochain. And then Holo can step in as well to take advantage of the on many things, either on the AI front or the accounting front. So there's a lot there. There's a lot of possibilities with Holochain, with with Holo. Obviously, that's great for the hot token. So I'm going to switch over and talk about the hot token. The reality of it is that as far as the exchanges are concerned, and as far as the token is concerned, Mary Camacho is absolutely right. There's nothing they have. You can't. A lot of people are beating a dead horse, and this is the reason why I stopped making so many videos on Holochain and Holochain Hot and Holo, is because eventually it gets old. Eventually, either the price is going to go up or down. The main thing is to concentrate on what they're doing, where they're going, how they're going to get there. And the how they're going to get there has been a major issue for me for years, because you guys can clearly see, we all can clearly see, Mary Camacho clearly sees, they all clearly see or saw that, you know what, maybe we should have done things a whole lot differently. Let's revamp, let's go into a different direction. Now, I don't understand why they didn't figure that out in the first place. Maybe I'm giving them too much credit because I feel like they're geniuses. Not geniuses, but I do feel like they have like a way higher IQ than I do. But they got there. So, and now we'll see how quickly they can get things together, and so that they can move forward. And as far as the apps are concerned, the haps are concerned, I think it's going to be very interesting to see what major haps are going to come out. Mary Camacho stated in her thread that they wanted companies or organizations. I can't remember how she phrased it. That's why I always like to read stuff. Exactly how she said that something along the lines of, the people that they want to have the technology. Look, at the end of the day, yeah, either they're going to make it or they're not going to make it. And I don't know, when you're trying to develop something, I don't know. I know they have a different mission in the background. They have a different mission. They have a philosophical mission. I'm not going to get into that because that could be like a 5-hour. And I can't talk for 5 hours. I really can. Will it be good talk? I don't know. But the point is that they have a philosophical mission that they're trying to, or theological. I don't know how to say it, but They had a philosophy behind their technology, and I understand that. But the reality of it is that they had to switch, they had to change things uh, because it wasn't working. And at the same time, I feel like some people will live and die on their hill of their whatever it is, their philosophy, their religion. They that is what it is, and they don't care. They don't care either who gets hurt, who gets damaged. They have their own philosophy, and that's the same thing with everybody and everything. So it's not a bad thing necessarily. I'm not saying that they want people to get hurt either, but there's always going to be collateral damage. You create an internet, there's going to be collateral damage. You create a car or a vehicle, there's going to be collateral damage. You create a plane, it's going to be collateral damage. Anything that you create and everything that you do, there will always be some kind of collateral damage, some kind. There's always going to be a way to use it for evil or bad purposes or things that you don't want to use it for. But at the end of the day, the process, the goal is to be so far ahead of everyone else that even if there are a couple bad actors out there that are using your technology the wrong way, they're not going to make much of an impact, or they're not going to want to use the technology for long, depending on how they use it. So that's how you do it. That's how you control. And I know they don't. I know a lot of people don't really like the word control, but what they're trying to do is what Holo and Holochain are trying to do is they're trying to control their technology to some degree, about who, how, why it works, all of that good stuff. And then as they move forward and they let people kind of sort of get ahead that they want to get ahead, then they'll say, okay, well, look, this is a huge thing, and then maybe they'll start advertising. I don't know, guys. That's my guess. That's my guess of what's happening. I could be completely wrong on that front. But one thing I have not been wrong about was that they definitely needed to pivot. And then also on the brief, we are confused. And thankfully, I'm going to simplify for you guys. Your main concentration, or a lot of people's concentration, should be on Holochain, Holo, and Hot, and Holo Fuel, whatever version that is. That's it. All of this other stuff with unit, piecework, all this other, is just confusing. Don't confuse yourself. Stay focused on the main things of what Mary Camacho said and what's important, and everything else will fall into place. And as far as all of the other things, yeah, it's wonderful. It's nice to be able to. She said that when we have conversations, or when there are conversations about what's happening with Holochain and Holo, a lot of times Arthur Brock or Eric Harris Brown, whoever, they're having these conversations and they're talking with us about these things, but they have a whole lot that they're doing and things that are happening in their background. So they call it different things. And right now, for those who are interested in the project itself, Holochain, your main concentration should be building apps on Holochain. For those who are concentrated on Holo and the many things that are available on Holo, as far as hosting is concerned, and many other little things, just the major things, just look at the overall picture. And that's what I do, and that's why, honestly, I'm gonna go back to it. I've been harping on it. That's why I really don't make a whole lot of videos, because I'm looking at the macro. All of this micro stuff, yeah, I used to, like, every little sound, breathe, I used to I did a whole lot of research on the backgrounds of the people, at least what I could find, of the people that work for Holo. There's still a lot of information I don't know. As far as the founders are concerned, that's been secret. Not the founders, excuse me. They say they have that they're bringing in. Mary Camacho brought it up in her brief, but just pay attention to the brief, because you'll understand. I keep forgetting what they're called, but anyway, board, people on the board, right? And yeah, I don't know who these people on the board are. It's been very interesting how the Holochain and Holo from a business perspective have been behaving. A lot of people um, are like, oh hell no, I'm not dealing with these people. But yeah, we'll see. So high risk, high reward for projects like this, like Holochain, like Holo. But we'll see whether everything deals, is about leadership. So we'll see what's happening, and we'll see what leadership can do, as far as part of the world, part of building in a world. I was just talking to some people about this. Um, if you want to build in this world, you're going to have to adapt to what society wants and needs, and that's wants and needs. Unfortunately, so society want a jacket with pockets. They don't need to have pockets, but that's what they want. You put pockets in the damn jackets. It is what it is. That's what people want. Now, can the jacket get caught? Do you want pockets if you're doing some crazy stuff? I don't know. How big are the pockets? I don't know. I'm just saying that when we're living in a world where it's forever changing, you have to be able to quickly adopt principles, and you can still stay within your ethics, your philosophy. You can still stay within that and have good ethics, have good morals, and all of those things. But you definitely have to be flexible in your approach and how you communicate as well, so that you can move forward. So, me and my terrible videos, I'm talking about communication. Anyway, so I'm gonna go ahead and move forward from that. Just go ahead and review the brief. But as far as my own personal life, there's been a lot that's been going on. I cannot say specifically. I'm hoping to be able to tell you guys what's been happening in the next couple months. We'll shoot for August 1st. We'll shoot for August. Yeah, I sound like the government now. And then you know what would be hilarious if I'm like, you know what, I'm just gonna delay that because and then get into it. But I can hear people. I hear you guys now. Oh, typical Holochain Holo fan there. Oh, delaying again, staying with the. Oh, but anyway, please, as I always say, you guys, make sure you do your research. Make sure you stay safe out there. Make sure you're able to adapt to the world that's around you. Have fun. Enjoy things while you can. Try to be active, and have a fruitful life, and fruitful, efficient, comfortable as much as you can in life, because we're all in different situations. But anyway, you guys take it easy. Please, you have a wonderful week. As I always say, do your own research, do your own research, do your own research. I'm going to keep saying that till I'm not making videos anymore. And last but not least, above all else, you guys, please, 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 stay safe out there. This world getting crazy. Bye, you guys.